Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just What I Am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we did an entire episode of dungeons. In this episode we're going to go and do probably another entire episode of dungeons. As we are trying to finish all of the level 50 dungeons that ARR has to offer, which are a lot, mind you. Right, Waistget. Linda there. I shall have to thank Durstways, for he was as good as his word. He promised he'd find you. I'm lucky to have such friends. What can I say? In the company of heroes, you keep good company. And that's what I need your help with. I'm sure you remember Brayflox. In a bit of trouble, she is. As the captain of the guard here, I can hardly go charging off to her rescue. Yet, would I forsake a friend? Never. And so I thought of you, Lynn. Truly, your timing is fortuitous, and your fortitude unmatched. If there is any who can help our mutual gobby friends, it is you. Now, off you go then. To Brayflox Limestop. All the way over there. Let me just go and teleport to freaking one port. Ah. So then I got like a freaking cold thing. A chill down my spine, as they say. Just a little bit out of the way, but whatever. Alright, Brayflox. Push, girl. No. Goodly Uplander is here to give a lend hands to Gobbyflock of Brayflox. Of Brayflox? Jeez, Gobbyflock of Brayflox? Uplander's tongue flaps make for happy Gobby. Brayflox ear catch enemy foot noise. Illuminati want Brayflox secret. Dirty they try and try. Stinky sweat secret recipe. Brayflox can give to Gobby friend. Brayflox's cheese is most tasty fresh, and now Brayflox is a hunted Gobby. Brayflox is no cheesemaker. Brayflox free cheese recipe from Illuminati. Cheese is Gobby birthright. No Gobby die make Illuminati cheese lords. But now they want to make Brayflox dead Gobby. Brayflox give Uplander lend hand in past time, yes? Mighty Rockman fall with Gobby help, yes? Now time has come for lend hand to be Brayflox's Iron Fist. Yes. Time for Brayflox's Longstop hard. As they say. Also, I got some gear from this. Let me see though. Healing. Casting. Let me go and put that in there. Aiming. Okay. So this right here is actually an upgrade. I cannot make my... Okay, I cannot change my glamour plate over here, but whatever, that's fine. Brayflox's Longstop, let's go. So I now have an out patch. Oh my goodness. Yes. I become more menacing by the day, yes. Welcome to what remains of Brayflox's Longstop. Uplander is to follow Brayflox. Sure, bud. Let's hit him with that Thunder 2. Dot them and have a chance of getting a free one like this. Being able to dot even more and do even more damage. In the meantime. Oh yeah. I love that shit. Look at this! It just keeps popping. I love that so much. When you have like a large group of enemies, Thunder 2 is so good. Right, here we go. And let's go and start casting Fire 2. In the meantime, throw out those Thunder 3s, or Thunder 2s. And when at the end of your rope, Swift Cast and Flare. Go and do this. To go into Umbral Ice. Don't forget the key. Yoink. Ow. No! Shit. Want to use the teleport, but the bridge stopped me. I got blocked by the bridge. Meep. Teleport. Let's hit him with that juicy dot. And then with that juicy AoE. Let's go and just switch over to ice. There we go. And we get to fight the Illuminati Commander, which is basically a fight against Bomberman. You will see, trust me. So, you've got the Illuminati snipers over here. You're going to aim usually the healer, I've noticed. But the tank can intercept the line and make take the damage for you. Jesus. Aside from that, this is really just a Bomberman battle. He just drops bombs which blow up in like a plus array, I guess. There we go. Darklight Band of Healing. What level is that again? That's the item level 70, yeah. Not particularly worth it. So, this encounter... Illuminati gliders, they will actually attack enemies at random. Like people, basically. They're gonna attack party members at random and do a dive bomb on them. No matter where you are in the aggro list, they will just attack you. They don't care. Which is probably what more enemies should be doing, but, you know. I'm not the enemies. Praise the Lord that I'm not the enemies. Sounds like a bad time to be alive. But as I can see, they can kind of like gang up on people, which is happening to me right now. Alright, need to kill all these enemies and then wait over here near this rock. There's two gobbies, or two goblins that you save. And they, one of them will eventually, I think Braveflux eventually will come up with an ingenious plan to move forward. AKA explosives. And then we get the Magitech Vanguard G3. This thing also has an interesting moveset. It can use a rate-wide attack, which... I don't even remember the name. In any case, a drill... No, it's not drill cannons. Drill cannons is something else. He, in any case, has an AoE thing. The ads will drop liquid ceruleum, I think, on the floor. And this boss can use a certain move, which is going to make all of this stuff detonate. So you kind of don't want to be on that. If at all possible. Oversurge right there. A tiny AoE around itself, but it's going to ignite all the ceruleum in the near vicinity. And blow up. Once again, usually the damage isn't too bad because of the entire stuff that I talked about last episode. Where we're all just like most people are relatively high item level. And then you don't really have to do that. Right. More Darklight stuff, which is, you know, cool and all, but item level wise, kind of bad. But I'm getting it nonetheless for seals, because I'm gonna need those anyway, so. Right, let's go and hit him with Thunder 2. I don't know why I continuously want to call it Thunder 3. Whatever. There we go. There we go, tiny key time. There's probably some loot to the left, but I don't really care too much. Most people don't really care, to be quite honest. It's a good day to be a black mage. Being a black mage and being able to like attack big groups of enemies is always really fun, honestly. In general, as a DPS, it's fun to have big groups of enemies, but I feel like as a black mage, it really shines. Alright. Illuminati will not have cheese. Alright. God Machine G6. All cheese recipes are to belong to Illuminati. Ah yes, the cheese. Alright, this boss has some interesting mechanics to it too. So, this boss loves to ride around. That's basically what he likes to do. That's it. He just loves riding around. In this moment, you have to kind of wait for him to stop, and then he's going to drop some bombs. If you have a melee DPS, it's a little bit easier to knock these away, but you need to knock away the bombs because they're gonna blow up. And there's some damage, as you can quite clearly see, as my entire party almost dies. There we go. Once again, he also does this at like set intervals of his HP. That's usually how it goes, I would say. Alright, time for more. Time for more bombs. Fucking swear. Yeah, this can be a mess. If you don't have melee DPS, we can knock them away really easily. There we go. It's fine though. We're alive. At least for now. Alright, if you have a melee DPS, you can also use your LB. I think maybe even as a caster too, but it's kind of difficult to do this as a caster because your caster LB takes longer to activate than the melee LB, I feel. In any case, you can kill him before he does another one of these sweeps. But now we get to see the full glory of his fight, where he does the same thing as before. You know, as is your wont. Wow, geez, they did it fast this time. Right, and then he does this. He drops a bomb and he's gonna start like running to the middle too, so kinda gotta avoid it. Otherwise you get run over by him like Ryan and Ray like just happened to them. And then he does it a couple of times. Taking down the bomb normally takes a little bit longer, but once again, you know, stats have increased, blah, 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 same. Same information as before. And then eventually he gives up, And he does this. I could have used an LB, but it was way too late. If I have to wait for that LB to be done casting, the boss will be long dead. And down they go, as I get an item because everybody else left. I am pretty dang sure. I got a Magician's Robe, which is item level 70. Sad. Right, well, there you go. Let us go over to Limbs Elementa. That is if I can. Ah, whatever, I'll just use this. I'm also going to fix my Black Mage Glam. Which is this one over here. There we go. Whoopsie. Alright. Dance done. Use it to Drowning Winch. Okay. I guess I'll go to the Culinarians Guild. I'm also going to switch over to my Summoner. Let's go and summon my Carbuncle. Look at my beautiful new glamour. Not particularly the glamour that I want quite yet, maybe? I don't know. I actually quite like it. I like it more than I thought I would. Once again, something that I just make and I'm like, this actually looks pretty good. Unexpectedly, because I didn't really pay that much attention to it. Or put that much effort into it. Let me say it like that. Right, and then we have this thing that we have to get to. Right, and there's a cutscene. You're Linda there, are you? Chief will be pleased that you came. Now time's of the essence, so I get straight to business. During your travels, might you, as I've heard, tell Mistbeard, the legendary pirate? I'll be surprised if you hadn't heard about the bloke. I haven't heard of the bloke. Ain't soul in limbs as don't know his exploits. Now your ship on the five seas was safe from Mistbeard's grasp. Not even a golden fleet of Ulda. But one day, at the height of his notoriety, the man vanished without a trace while sailing the Rotino. Since then, rumors have spread that Mistbeard left a treasure trove of plunder. Folk believe it's somewhere out there just waiting to be plucked like a ripe fruit. Your task pertains to that treasure. I'll take over from here, Dunstan. Chief! Greetings, my friend. It's been a while since you sent the Black Wolf to the 7th Hell. Before I begin, let me make it clear. I do not request your aid in my capacity as Storm Marshal. Nay, the matter is purely private. With that detail established, I shall continue Dunstan's tale. For a time, folk had lost interest in Mistbeard's cache. Such was its elusiveness, but recent developments have treasure hunters across the realm stirring anew. South of Vilbrand upon the Rotano Sea, there lie the Sheldellays, or Keldelays, I don't know. Along the fringes of these remote islands, there is an expanse of water into which few ships dare venture. Nature has conspired to perpetually shroud the area in heavy mist. A man can hardly see his own hand in front of him. Be it by accident or intent, countless vessels have entered that mist, never to be seen again. Over the years, some few survivors have washed ashore with tales of an island hid within, which appeared without warning to smash their ships into flotsam. So it was that the legend of Hullbreaker Isle was born. In the wake of the calamity, however, it came to be that the mist would lift under certain conditions, and as luck would have it, on one such day, a merchantman mistakenly sailed straight into the area. The ship eventually came upon a deserted island, where it made an astonishing discovery, the Har, Mistbeard's own flagship, lying broken within the cove. Though he yearned to explore the wreck, the captain wisely chose to return to familiar waters before the mist could regather. Upon returning to Limbs Elementa, he forbade his crew from revealing the discovery to a single soul. But word eventually spread, and is often the way of such things. Even as we speak, treasure hunters are scrambling to find a way to the legendary Hullbreaker Isle, that they might claim Mistbeard's cache. I would have you get there before they do, Lyn, and retrieve a single object from the Har, a golden coffer bearing Mistbeard's crest. The chief would do the job himself, but his storm being marshaled is like to attract unwanted attention. That's why he wants you to go in instead. So long as you bring back what he asked for, you're welcome to keep whatever else you find. Enough. Sorry, jeez. Though I make my request off the record, I must impress you that the matter is of grave import to our nation's future. I shall be praying for your success. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Now, no doubt you're wondering how you're going to get to the island. We've got a ship moored at the moored dry box. Dry box? Dry box. Meet me there when your preparations are in order, and I'll ferry you over. Nod. Right. Let us go to... where is this again? I have no idea. Bum, 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 bum. Right. Blum, 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 blum. That's done. Everything in order? Let us get you over to Hullbreaker Isle before it's a swarm with scavengers. I'll get us there in one piece, never you fear. I've been keeping an eye on the weather, and I know exactly how the mist will clear up. When you arrive, make your way to the wreck of the Har. Mistbeard's coffers are coffers bound to be somewhere inside. As for how you're supposed to get back afterwards, I'm sure you'll figure something out. The resourceful venture that you are. I'll be waiting for you in Limsa. Right. Hullbreaker Isle, now accessible. Bum, ba, da, ba, bum, boom. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, bum. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bu-ba-da-bu-bu. Bu-bu-bu-bu-bu-bu. Ba-da-ba-ba-bu-bu. Ba-da-ba-ba-bu-bu. Somebody ain't ready yet. Wrong. They are ready now. Right, Hullbreaker Isle. There we go. Off we go. Ba 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 ba. So this place can be a mess. There's a lot of enemies around, and that's at least in the beginning part. There's a lot of them around, and there's also traps in the middle of the road. Stand in the traps and you will suffer their wrath. They will just pin you down and you won't be able to do anything. So preferably, try not to stand in the traps. Also, these hornets, they can use a move called Final Sting. What does that mean? Well, it means that they sacrifice themselves to do a metric crap load of damage to whoever is going to get targeted by it, which usually is a tank. So they are honestly the most dangerous thing in this place. So those are also usually the ones that you should like kind of... If you have to focus anything, focus on the hornets. There's also these boys over here, which are really annoying. The ffXIVs, who are ranged enemies. As you can see, the enemies can also run into the traps and take damage that way. And there goes Raylag. Let me go and start focusing down this hornet over here though, because otherwise somebody is in for a rude awakening. Also, if it's not even gonna be able to attack, huh? Yep. Son of a bitch. Now I sure hope that Aui's gonna survive this. Because I feel like those hornets are about to unleash their freaking fury. Mayhaps. Actually, no. Nice. Okay. Good. Then he shall not perish. Alright, summon Titan. That dude's gonna die from that, probably. There we go. You have to kill all of the enemies, otherwise this monkey is gonna throw you to the other side again. Boom. Ba, 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 boom. Alright. Now we get ourselves a Sasquatch to fight. Which is interesting. So, mechanics of this fight. There's gonna be small little monkey dudes up us. Or sifakas, or whatever the hell they're called. What you need to do is drop bananas, and the Sasquatch is gonna go for them and then it's gonna calm down. He will get a damage stack every single time that he eats a banana. However, if he doesn't eat a banana, he's going to continuously do that attack, take reduced damage while doing it, and basically wipe you after a while. So you just need to give the dude some of his bananas every now and again. He also has amazing attacks like Stool Pelt over here, where he just throws shit at you. You know, as is what a monkey does. This is his dashing attack, but aside from that, haven't really seen much from him. Outside of all that stuff. Forwards. This is one of the longer ARR dungeons, I would say. And it just feels very long, most of the time. There we go. We're going 7 Ifrit. Also, I get attacked by a treasure coffer. Yes, my friend, mimics. We're going to roll on that. You actually need to open up these treasure coffers, by the way. So open them up, defeat the mimic boys, and they will drop stuff like the stone tablets over here. Which we will need to venture forth. Do not forget about them, or you will have to run back. Or, well, yeah, it depends on if you're using Duty Finder or if you're doing other stuffs. If you're doing this, like if you have the ability to do all of this content blind with a group of friends, that's really nice first and foremost. But that most of the time isn't going to happen. So knowing these little things can usually help. There we go. That's that one dead. I'm going to roll on even more things. I already possessed that one, so I don't need to. Or I won't. I can't, let me say it like that. Also, if you're wondering, I've done these dungeons a million times already. Especially the Around Reborn ones, which makes it so that I actually know this kind of stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't really know it as well, I think. I'd be able to figure it out, sure, because I know how the game works, but I wouldn't really know it. There we go. I have to go and grab the stone tablets. As we get to our next boss behind this door, in the form of Storm. So, you guys remember the worm boss from Cutter's Cry? It's basically it's a similar encounter, but then a little bit more complicated. So he goes underground into the water-ish underground, and he does this, which does damage to you. Where he immerses, also does damage. But that's not particularly the interesting part. Avoid the bubbles, by the way. If you stand underneath the bubbles, they will suck you up. And you kind of need them for a later part. So he's gonna go underground again. This time you want to get sucked up. Because he's going to use this move over here. Also, trying to do it too early. I think I may have done it a little bit too early. No, okay. That's fine. There we go. Oofus. Otherwise, you will of course take damage from that big whirlpool. Bam. Whoopsie. Let me go and use this so I can start building up my summons while we're walking. It's no problem. I always got me covered. Right. And here we go. Whee! Jumping downwards. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Now I seem to remember these encounters being a little bit nasty. With the emphasis on I seem to remember. But I honestly haven't tanked this in a while. And my tanking skills have, you know, to everybody's surprise, they have improved. You know? So I think it would be different now, but like when I did this originally, I always had issues with this. Like not particularly this pull, but like the next one. Stuff always like hit a little bit harder than I expected. You can go left or right, it really doesn't matter too much. There's enemies in both of the pathways. Right. Let's go and summon Ifrit. And do some damage. Or at least try to, I guess. Maybe a little more in the center would be nice. Just need to make sure that the enemy doesn't die while I'm mid-casting, which just happened. Alright. And now we get to the boss, which is a funny one. This is an interesting one right here. What else would we run into than the Kraken himself? Alright. So, how does this work? Well, my friends, every platform has 2 Kraken's arms. So, destroy this one. Now you can't jump to another island. However, there's another tentacle. Which I will go and take care of while my buddies jumped over to the next island, but that's fine. You can usually take care of these yourself. You don't really need to be a tank to be able to take care of them. Right. Ouchies. My god, man, they really just don't know how this works, huh? Alright, when you get marked with this, you're gonna get a tornado spawning over your head. Just wait for it to spawn. Which is right now, and then leave the platform, because it's gonna blow up. Also, watch out with these separation attacks, or separation stacks. Whenever you use the little currents, you're gonna get hit with these. Once again, every platform has 2 of these, so usually just staying on a platform and killing the 2 of them first without moving on is what I usually do, because, you know, it's kind of efficient. Right. And then after a while, this is actually based on time, not particularly based on the amount of damage you've done, a tentacle will appear. There's 2 tentacles. And he will just go and randomly grab somebody and yeet him to another platform. Now, since Aoi is the person who is the main tank right now, or tanking right now, I think this tentacle will go for whoever is like, whoever is highest on the aggro list, which in, you know, most cases would be the tank. Right, let's go and leave because that thing's gonna blow up. As a ranged attacker, you can still attack these tentacles from like different sides. However, you need to be really lucky with that, I guess. I was not. And thus I lost my freaking thing. God fucking, I hate this. So I just dropped a tornado on that platform. And then I dropped one on that one. Now Aoi is gonna need to jump, because otherwise it's gonna blow up. Thank you. So this fight can be, like I said, it's a fun fight, because it can be really, like, hectic and weird. But it can also be a real big pain in the butt. Nah, shit. I need to move. If I get hit by that, I will die. I will most assuredly die. Oh, I don't even have LB on my bar. Shit. Because I didn't use Summoner in content, because I used Scholar instead. Anyway, that is Hullbreaker Island. And down he goes. As I put away my massive book. Why? And let's leave. Right. Oh. My back. It's about my shoulder this time. It's kind of weird. All right. Bam, 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 boom. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. Let me go and type something in chat. Dadston! Good to see you back in one piece, and with Miss Beer's cover, no less. Let's have a look at it then. Right. The lock's still intact, and there's no sign it's been tampered with. You're a good venturer. Chief will be right pleased. And indeed he is. I knew that you wouldn't disappoint me, my friend. You have my gratitude. Now, you're curious as to the contents, I do not doubt. Having risked life and limb to retrieve the cover, you've more than earned the right to the knowledge. Or to that knowledge. The cover holds the secret to Miss Beard's identity. Menacing, is it not? This mask, my friend, has been worn by all the individuals who have borne the name Miss Beard. Aye, Miss Beard was not one man, but many. For generations, both name and mask have been inherited by those deemed worthy. And so the legend continued. But now that legend will come to an end. For the last Miss Beard has found a new purpose in life. One woman and her dream of a brighter future for Rimzadaminza. As you know, ours is a nation founded by pirates. It's in Lominzan's blood to desire to be his own master, to reject authority, and take what he wants. Some among us believe that piracy is a time-honored tradition, but so long as we cling to that tradition, we will never know lasting prosperity. These were the woman's words, and Miss Beard saw wisdom in them. He swore to do all in his power to make her dream reality. In the future she envisioned, there is no place for pirate kings, but in the tales of fishwives. And so Miss Beard has chosen to consign himself and his predecessors to the pages of history. This mask symbolizes an obsolete way of life, yet it is not without power. Should it fall into the wrong hands, another Miss Beard will rise. Hot-blooded Lominsans will gather to his dread banner, and piracy will continue. The mask will never see the light of day again. On this day, the pirate king Miss Beard draws his last breath. Denston, I trust you know what to do. Aye, aye, Chief. Given a bit of time, the rumors of treasure will fade, just like the mist clearing. Alright. That's the end of King of the Hull. Nice. Okay, so let us go back to Mordona and pick up our next couple of Dungeons, because we are not done yet. Let me first go and extract my materia though. Speaking of which, I could actually have equipped a better hat. Now that I'm thinking about it. Now that I'm just looking at my gear, we're gonna... Extract all of that materia, if you would. I skipped my bracelet. There we go. Let's go and get recommended gear over. Right. Let's see. What is next on the list? It's definitely pirates. By the onion, you're Lynn. You're insane. You couldn't have come at a better time. A friend of mine sent word that he needs a capable adventurer. You see, and I naturally thought of you. Who is this friend, you ask? Why, none other than Commodore Rayner of the Yellow Jackets. He and I met back when I started out as a culinarian, and we've been friends ever since. En route, I'd appreciate if you paid him a visit and inquired as to what he needs doing. You'll find him in the Coral Tower with his Yellow Jackets. Also this. Good day to you, my wayfaring friend. Say, you wouldn't happen to be the woman who slew the Tomberry King, would you? I knew it, by the onion. I have a fine gent for you. Looking for you, that is. He has an appetizing proposal on the table, and I think you should pay him a visit. He's one of the treasure hunters at Camp Bronze Lake. Oh, and he will, of course, be there with his partner. The two are inseparable. But I'll let them tell you more themselves. Well, off to Lanoche with you. Right, out of sight, out of mind. You are an individual. I've seen more and more visitors to this godforsaken place lately, most of them battle-hardened types seeking a worthy test of their mettle. I trust that I might count you among them. Look, I didn't hear this from me, but word has it that Copperbell mines are looking not unlike the 8th hell in recent days. The Stone Torches would have us believe that they have matters under control, but a minor acquaintance of mine would beg to differ. He says the Torches have proven far more adept at quelling rumors than Hecaton Kyres, if you catch my drift. Why do I betray this knowledge to you? I fear for my friend's life, and mine own as well, should those hulking monstrosities break free to the surface. If it's a challenge you seek, what say you accidentally find your way into to Copperbell and proffer your services? An adventurer who can hold her own in battle. It just so happens I've gotten word of a new challenge from for one of your talents. Requires a bit of travel and a dash of heroics, but it'll be worth your while. Eastern Thanaland's lovely this time of year. You've heard of the training grounds at Halatali, I'll wager? The place fell into disuse after the calamity, but some adventurer or another put it to rights. Its owners aim to train gladiators and adventurers once more, just as in the old days. A little paint, a little mass burial, and now the place is ready to take on challengers. If you're at all keen on the notion, go and talk with my friend Arl down there. He'll get you in the door. And a wreath of corn. Ah, there's an industrious ant, an adventurer in need of a bit of business, if I'm not mistaken. The anthill you want is Amalgina and Sons mineral concern. Something's kicked it over good. They've put out word for adventurers. Have skill, will move fast, that sort of thing. Perfect for you, I warrant. The client, a bit of a handful and might aggressive, but nothing you can't handle. The twins, you'll find them at the Miners' Guild. Talk to Cesaruga, he's the milder one of the two. Alright. Let's go and switch over to Paladin, because we are going to be running that dungeon with a Paladin. However, I think I'm going to unlock the dungeon, and we're going to do it next episode, because the episode's already 40 minutes long, and I don't really want it to become too long. I get to play tank again, oh boy. In a dungeon. Right, hello. I know you two. You had about our petition, have you? And you do as we ask, no questions asked? Great attitude. Now then, the situation's like this. No, this isn't right. I'll be damned if I put our sister's fate in a stranger's hands. I'm going myself. Oh, brilliant plan, brother. Go blundering into the sunken temple of corn. The place is a death trap. What guarantees do we have this adventure can beat our straps? None, that's what. But you know better than any what these muscles are capable of. What the hell do you mean you've beaten our straps already? Wait, you're the reason Neneko is in trouble. I'm gonna end you, I swear it. Calm yourself, brother. This adventure's not to blame for what happened. Besides, she's perfect for the task. Let's start again, shall we? I am Sasaruka, and this is my twin brother, Papakuli, whatever. As you may have gathered, we need you to mount a rescue mission in the sunken temple of corn. After you defeated the temple's snares and traps, the place was officially opened for business. Research. The concern partnered with the Order of Nalthal to fund an expedition. I and this research team was led by none other than Neneko, our little sister. She's the one who wrote the book on the ruins of Sildi. The research to end all other research of the place. Nobody except her was going to figure out that Sildi and Ulda are both descended from the Beladian civilization. The sunken temple of corn is a native rock. No way in seven hells was she going to not lead that expedition. But who comes bumbling in? A band of relic raiders, that's who. A greedy horse and set of a trap, and now our little sister's stuck in this stinking place. Poxy bastards, putting Neneko in danger. If they aren't Tomberry mints already, they can be sure that I'll end them myself. And that's the situation as it stands. Talk to Bimimu at the entrance of the temple, and she'll let you in. You go and get Neneko out of there. In one piece here. Okay. I also just noticed that this was the wrong quest. Because I got this one first. But I guess I could just go and do it the other way around. Whatever, it's fine. We'll go and do the Sunken Temple of Corn Horde first. Right. Also, after I'm done with these dungeons, that is the end of my session. Because, yeah, I've definitely done more than enough. That is for sure. Welcome to the stately ruin that was and is the Sunken Temple of Corn. What a relief they actually sent someone who's been here and knows the drill. The twins, they can be a little overbearing. They'll need some of that imperiousness soon enough, though, when it falls on them to render concern. In case you didn't know, those two are the chairman's progeny, them and Miss Neneko. You'll find it much changed within, thanks to those fool robbers. Take care, but not so much as you cannot make haste. Sunken Temple of Corn Horde now accessible. Alright, my friends, that is, however, where I'm going to end it off for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Just How I Was playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we're going to go and do 2 or maybe even 3 dungeons. I have no idea. Goodbye.